Hello, this is Rain, and welcome to Let's Read Japanese, a course series for the reading of Japanese text alongside its audio counterpart. Now, instead of a lengthy introduction, what I'll do is like every 5 or 6 episodes, I'll redo the longer introductions, but now I'll keep it short. So with that said, if you enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and like. If you enjoy the series, remember you can subscribe to the channel, and because I plan to make more series just like this. Finally, if you'd like to, you can also, if you like what we're doing with the Japanese learning community, you can join the Patreon, the Let's Learn Japanese project, with the links given in the description below, as well as links for the Let's Learn Japanese website and the community Discord. Finally, there are also, if you want to hire me for on commission, the hourly rates and payments are done via the Patreon, but again, the direct links for that are below. All right, so what we're doing here is Let's Read Japanese. Kino nani I keep wanting to say kino nani o tabeta, but it's kino nani tabeta. What did you eat yesterday? This is episode 2. The last video I did, it took longer than expected. It's a 30-minute video, but there's a lot of discussion, more detail in the cooking process, since I'm not familiar with cooking processes, ingredients and methods, and I'm pausing a lot to look up a lot of those words. He's also a lawyer. So some of those, but it doesn't focus too much on his lawyer duties, so don't have to worry as much about that. Other than that, though, it was a very fun first episode, so I'm looking forward to completing the series, or at least this season of the series. Maybe later, sometime later, when season 2 is completed, because season 2 is in the process, I might then come back and do that series as well. Yeah. By the way, when this series is done, this particular series is done, I'll be going back to season 2 of Shinya Shokudo, Midnight Cafe, Midnight Diner, and just doing season 2 there, then going on to another drama. I haven't fully decided what that'll be next. All right, with that, let's get started. I think what I'll do is also do the whole little routine after I introduce the video. Then I'll go into the if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and comment and all that stuff. All right, because that apparently you want to kind of say every video to remind people. But like I say, yeah, we're on episode 2 right here, and yep, is it Yabuki Kenji? Maybe, because again, there's like different pronunciations for Japanese names. Fortunately, on the subtitles, although I had it removed from the transcript, it's they'll give the pronunciation of the name when it's shown. Akubi. Oh, that was quick. Yeah. But yeah, Yabuki Kenji. And Kakei Shiro. Kakei Shiro.
寝すぎた。プレーンオムレツだ。シロさんありがとう。俺休みなのにごめんね。
一人分も二人分も同じだ。ああ、悪いけどインスタントコーヒー詰め替えといて、買ってあるから。
詰め替えて。詰め替える。Que vou meter refill. 詰め替える。変えといて。
変えといて。インスタントコーヒー詰め替えといて、買ってあるから。
分かった。わあ、今日もすっごく暑いみたい。なんかここのとこ暑くなるの早いよね。
朝飯今食わないなら冷蔵庫入れとけよ。すぐ悪く。朝飯今食わないなら冷蔵庫入れとけよ。すぐ悪くなるから。
うわあ、シロさんの星占いラブーン最高だって。
I know it's like astronomy, but hear that again.
シロさんの星占い
Astrology, sorry.
うわあ、シロさんの星占い
星占い。
ラブーン最高だって。モテモテだって。
ほら、星占いなんか見るなよ。40過ぎのおっさんが。じゃあな。
おっさん。
ほら、星占いなんか見るなよ。40過ぎのおっさんが。じゃあな。
別に年関係ないでしょうが。いってらっしゃい。
いってらっしゃい。Nice couple. Kenji.
あ、シロさん、スマホ忘れ。
Whoop. Was it Kayako? Is Keio? Kaya? Okay, おはようございます。今夜、7時、いつものところ、待っています。え泣く無理や。
スマホ忘れた。
ほら、置きっぱなし。
置きっぱなし。
いってらっしゃい。
I know it's funny because I know where it's going. I mean, yeah, so I've already seen this story.
前にも言いましたが、俺は仕事にやりがいなんてものは求めてませんよ。
やりがい？
俺は仕事にやりがいなんてものは求めてませんよ。
そうだったわね。
楽で簡単な仕事ならどんなつまらない事案も引き受けますんで、どんどん。
事案？問題になっている、違うケース。事案。聞けません。
どんなつまらない事案も引き受けますんで、どんどん回してください。6時に上がりさえすれば俺は何の不満もないので。
じゃあ、こまごましていて悪いけど、これ。
こまごま？いや、ごまかして。simple。カニは。細かい。こまごましていて。
じゃあ、こまごましていて悪いけど、これ。頼むわね。
はい。
それで
桜井、
仲間のためならって保証人になったんですが、
guardian or protector? Guarantor? 他人の、いや、guarantor。保証人になる。
借りた相手、それで仲間のためならって保証人になったんですが、借りた相手から毎日脅迫めいたことをされて困ってるんです。
借りた脅迫めいたことをされた。
借りた相手から毎日脅迫めいたことをされて困ってるんです。
たとえ返済が滞っていたとしても。
No, that's repayment, right? Return payment. What's this one? 滞る。Should be stagnate or being in arrears. Delayed, stagnant, yeah. 滞る。超えていた。
たとえ返済が滞っていたとしても。
滞っていた人も。だとしても。
不当な取り立ては認められません。
不当な。Incorrect. 不当な取り立て。Take up 取り立て。Collection of 取り立て。
不当な取り立ては認められません。
Oh, make sure let me understand this. Unjust. Okay. 不当な取り立ては。
たとえ返済が滞っていたとしても不当な取り立ては認められません。やめるように申し立てましょう。
That's what he's gonna stand up to stand on. Declare. 申し立てる。申し立てましょ
う。やめるように申し立てましょう。
ありがとうございます。俺見た目がこんなだからどこ行ってもその筋だって怖がられて相手にされなくて。
権利に見た目は関係ありません。なんで勝手に俺の電話番号を教えたんだよ。友達だからってそれダメだろ。分かったよ、一度相談に乗るから来いって言って。
相談になるから。
やりがいは求めないとか言いつつ、筧先生って割と。
So doing things seriously and wants to request, right? 認めない。
面倒見。
筧先生って割と。
面倒見いいのよね。
面倒見。Let's see if that's a full phrase. 面倒。面倒いい。
まああれはモテますね。
Uh-huh. What is he thinking about? Bread? Not quite knowing what he's seeing. Going shopping? All right. It's a nice introduction song, by the way. Okay. Higurashi. I mean, I know it's like Sammy, but Higurashi. Higurashi. Wait, those are birds. Higurashi. What's going on here? Okay, still thinking about that. That's what is that, Fukue or Fukunaga? Is it Fukue or Fukunaga? And I think it's Keiko. Keiko. And I guess my wife explained the reason why this is kind of funny for the actor, because the actor kind of plays more manly roles, I guess is the way she was describing it. So it's makes it kind of funny where he's playing a more effeminate role.
コンビニ行くだけ。
He's gonna see what's up. Alrighty. There's the shopping district. Nakamura guy. Nakamura, that's right. The store. Being very bad at the disguising, keeping a low profile. Okay, is that her? Oh, there he is. I should probably skip over this part, but I don't think it's gonna harm too much. So they check out, like, actually that's not right, because they're just passing by each other. But they're not just missing each other. Mimi-chan.
Kenji?
Kenji.
ごめんシロさんこれは
どうしたこの格好。
そのね
大丈夫か？
大丈夫じゃないかも。
Yeah, so I think that term is jealous. Like he's afraid another lady's gonna take him away from him.
バカだな。
だって
佳代子さんは
Kayako. Okay, Kayako.
ご近所の主婦だよ。買い物仲佳代子さんはご近所の主婦だよ。買い物仲間で果物なんかが箱で特売になってたりすると分け合ったりするんだ。今日はそれをもらう約束してたんだよ。親戚が夏のイチゴ作ってて売り物にできないのをたくさん送ってくれたっていうから。
Huh.
売り物にできないのをたくさん送ってくれたっていうから。
Sounds good. A lot of good.
シロさんご近所に
strawberries.
知り合いなんか作らないじゃない。なんで？
ああ、
あ
それは。
Now here's a goofy flashback. Suika.
安い。
Yasui.
こ
Dekai.
の大きさで880円。今年は暑いからスイカが当たり年だと聞く。そして俺はスイカが大好物だ。しかし2人暮らしにこのスイカ1個は大きすぎるっていうか冷蔵庫に入らない。多分同じことを考えてるな。子供は独立して旦那と2人暮らしってとこか。あら安いわ。でもこんなに大きいのはいらないのよね。いやいや何
Sorry.
でもこんなに大きいのはいらないのよね。いやいや何俺は。さあ今日は卵だ。M 玉1パック108円は外せないぞ。
I cannot imagine taking this shopping that seriously, but that's him. But for him, it's kind of a hobby as well. So. All right, I'm gonna skip this part.
いいですね。
There we go.いいですね。Yeah. Okay.
悪いわね、うちまで運んでもらっちゃって。うちエレベーターないから、買い物して3階まで上がるの大変なのよ。冷たいの飲んでてね。
Yeah, my mother-in-law, she lives on like the 4th floor, and it's a four-story building. So, usually no elevator when they're that short. But again, really difficult when you're like, I want to say like 76 or 77, and having to climb the stairs every day like that.
今切るか
いただきます。
な。はい。
It's a nice house. And you can see in the background, you can see in the back, you can make out the, why she'd sit.
日曜の昼下がりに俺は
Hirusagaru at the end of the day? Early afternoon.
見ず知らずの日曜の昼下がりに俺は見ず知らずの人の家で何してるんだ。俺は見ず知らずの人の家で何してるんだ。
はい。
え？
ああ、これね、一昨日買ったの。冷えてるからどうぞ。これがどいてくれないと今日のスイカが冷蔵庫に入らないでしょ。
ああ
私ねスイカ大好きでつい買っちゃうの。これは半割で590円と安いと思って、そしたら今日大玉で880円だったじゃないの。ああもうやられたって感じに。
俺は本来ならスイカは逐一種を取って
はい、本来、これは本来スイカの逐一一つ一つ逐一
なおかつそれをスプーン俺は本来ならスイカは逐一種を取ってなおかつそれをスプーンでカットしながら食べる。しかしそういうちまちました食い方は
そういうちまちま小さい OK a little bit OK ちまちま
しかしそういうちまちました食い方は男らしくないのかもしれない。
Doesn't look manly to eat a watermelon with a spoon
食べ方一つでゲイだとバレるということもある。
Sorry, let me hear that again. Sorry.
食べ方一つでゲイだとバレるということもある。この人はご近所さんで今後も何かと顔を合わせるだろう。しかも何でもペラペラと喋りそうな気安さがある。となるとバレるのはまずい。とてもまずいぞ。
So he's gonna eat it manly, like. Okay.
半分のままでいいの？それとも4つに割る？
There goes the manly look.
やだ、何この人、男前すぎる。
Sorry. Where are we at here? Yada yada. Yeah, here we go.
やだ、何この人、男前すぎる。なんでこの人がうちにいるの？こんな見た目で。
You invited him!
縦から見ても横から見ても堅気じゃないじゃない、この男。
Standing up, 縦から。Okay. カヌリ。Wait a minute. カヌリ。Wait a minute. カタキ。Oh, god damn it. I really read that wrong. Holy crap. Wow. カタギ。カタギ。
縦から見ても横から見ても堅気じゃないじゃない、この男。何か悪巧みがあってうちに上がり込んできたんじゃ。
上がり込んできた。
何か悪巧みがあってうちに上がり込んできたんじゃ。物色してる。
物色してる。search for。探すのは物色してる。
物色してる。金目のものを探してるの。
金目のもの。金目のもの。Okay。
金目のものを探してるの。違う。家に誰もいないのを確認してんのよ。今このうちにいるのは私一人。ってことはまさか。確かに私胸だけは結構あるし。だからこそ娘時代はうかつに胸を強調しないように気をつけてたのに。
Oh my god. Okay. うかつぼんやりしていたうち。 Mm. Yeah, wasn't careful, wasn't prudent, thoughtless, careless. Yeah, Katsumi.
だからこそ娘時代はうかつに胸を強調しないように気をつけてたのに、自意識過剰と思われてももっと用心深く振る舞うべきだった。
自意識過剰、自意識過剰。Maybe overthinking stuff? Being too self-conscious, okay. 自意識過剰と用心深く用心深く
自意識過剰と思われてももっと用心深く振る舞うべきだった。バカだわ私。下心もないのにこんな若い男がスイカ半分こしようなんて話に。
Bottom of the heart, right? 下心、下心にこんな
下心もないのにこんな若い男がスイカ半分こしようなんて話にホイホイ乗ってくるわけないじゃない。
ホイホイ Make sure about ホイホイホイホイ
ホイホイ乗ってくるわけないじゃない。
ティッシュや
In a different context, this would be kind of scary because, again, she honestly is fearful for her life, even though it's through her overthinking it.
何なんだこの人。いやこの状況。しかし客観的に見て、もしここに警察が踏み込んできたら俺は住居侵入罪に強制性交等罪未遂。
Okay. 承入罪。Yeah, I know. Unlawful entry into residence or 住居侵入罪。Yeah, breaking and entering. 住居侵入罪。強制性交。I know it's like a sexual. Well, that's like forcible violation or assault. 性交。Oh, I'm sorry. Attempted sexual assault, or yeah. God damn it. All right. No, sumi misui, or maybe it's zai misui. Let me hear what he's saying.
住居侵入罪に強制性交等罪未遂。聞いて。
Yeah, it is 東西未遂。Okay, so 強制性交東西未遂 attempted. So okay.
住居侵入罪に強制性交等罪未遂。聞いてください。話を聞いてください。とにかく黙らせないと。誰かに通報でもされたら俺は一巻の終わりだ。
一巻の終わり。俺は一巻の終わりだ。
誰かに通報でもされたら俺は一巻の終わりだ。弁護士バッジ剥奪だ。
mean stripped of the badge, but stripped and removed. 剥奪だ。弁護士バッジ。
弁護士バッジ剥奪だ。どうしたらなんて言えば黙らせられるんだ。私はゲイです。私、弁護士をしております、筧史郎と申します。
Maybe you should live with that. I know that's part of the joke. 弁護士しております。Yeah, you heard it again.
私、弁護士をしております、筧史郎と申します。
Kakei Shiroと。Make sure about this. Kakei Shiro.
弁護士さんなんだ。
弁護士さんなんだ。Do you feel that you remember this new vocabulary in this form? No. This is just about knowing what the show is. So when I watch it later, I have a higher comprehension of it. You can add this. You can add the vocabulary to Anki later if you want to do it that way. I go through a different method, but yeah, I'm not doing this in order to learn new vocabulary. Though you can learn new vocabulary this way.
こっちだったか。
お母さん。
Good thing she didn't come in 2 minutes earlier. That would have been a bad scene to walk in on.
いる？
あ、はい。みちる。
中村屋で一玉880円だったから買ってきちゃった。お母さんと脇頭で。
あれ？
お邪魔してます。
え、何？お父さんは？
私はですね。
心配しないで。
Oh yeah.
この人ゲイなんだって。
This doesn't really help like introducing. It's like, oh.
ただいま。おお、みちる。来てた。どちらさん？
お父さん大丈夫よ。この人ゲイなんだって。
It still sounds like a weird way of introducing a person.
え？
本当にごめんなさいね。変な勘違いしちゃって。
もうこんな素敵な人がお母さんに手出すとかどんな妄想や。恥ずかしい。
いやだってね、変なシチュエーションだったのよ。
しかしやっぱりあれですか。ゲイの方ってのはみんなそんなにハンサムなものですか。
いや、特に関連性はないと思いますが。
That's not a connected relation. 特に関連性はないと思います。
いや、特に関連性はないと思いますが。
そうですか。ゲイですか。
By the way, sick and tired for your comment. Yeah, and like I said, this is the kind of way. This way I mentioned that earlier is like if you read it like this way, it allows you to punch above your weight class as far as your level of Japanese is, in that you're making a show comprehensible through reading it this way, and then just watch the show again. Now, if you're first starting off like your level, let's say you just Ginky 2 level N4 level equivalent, no, like 2,000 words, then this might take you a number of hours to get through, even though it's only like a 30-minute video, because you have to like look up almost every other word. So what you do is like after every hour of reading, just rewatch the part that you're able to read, and then as you keep getting further into the episode, hour by hour, what you can then do is rewatch the same episode from the beginning up to the point you're able to read and comprehend. And I think you'll find out like over time also you're comprehending more and more. And this is a good way to get into the reading immersion earlier than instead of waiting till like you're at N3, N2, or N1 levels, where then you're not like fighting the vocabulary as much.
いや、それはさぞかしご苦労なことが多かったでしょうな。
Sazokashi. I know it's like very Sazokashi.
いや、それはさぞかしご苦労なことが多かったでしょうな。
ダメよお父さん。そんなこと言ったらこの人お父さんのこと好きになっちゃう。
あれ
やだ、お父さんを嘘嘘。筧さんにはきっともう素敵な人がいるわよ。ねえ。やっぱりかっこいいんですか？
いや、見た目はまあそこそこ。
ああ、ほらやっぱり。さあいただきましょう。うちのお昼ご飯で悪いけど筧さんも。
すいません。じゃあお言葉に甘えていただきます。
お言葉に甘えて。I like that one.
はい、じゃあいただきます。
いただき
ます。
There we go. Somen. Oh yeah. Very good on a kind of a hot summer afternoon.
ね。
彼氏さんと一緒に住んだりしてるの？
まあはい。
あ、男二人だったらスイカの1個ぐらい食べきれるんじゃない？
いや、うちの冷蔵庫もさほど大きくないんで。
そうなの？じゃあまたお買い時にあったら分け合いっこしましょう。
ぜひ。
There we go.
これうまいですね。
あら嬉しい。ほらね、こうやってね具沢山にすると。
Gudaksan. Oh, Gudaksan. Full ingredient. Gudaksan.
そう。ほらね、こうやってね具沢山にするとそうめんでも栄養取れるし、夏場食欲ない時スルッといけるでしょ。
夏場食欲ない。夏場 all the time. Okay. Sometimes 食欲ないと。
夏場食欲ない時スルッといけるでしょ。
レシピ教わってもいいですか？
もちろん。
And real quick, Secretary saying I appreciate the comments and how to do it. Yeah, all the major courses are in. Yeah, that's very common. Studying in Japan, but your class you got to take are in English because otherwise probably couldn't be able to take the classes. Okay. But you do find out, like, to become good at like understanding Japanese, you don't need to live in Japan to do it. Although it definitely can help a lot if you do manage the immersion process. A lot of people come to Japan, they don't get into the immersion process because again, it's easy. It's so easy to bring your native language with you to Japan because again, it's first world country, the internet access. So like I said, most of my time is spent in English. So that's why I don't get very good in Japanese. My Japanese sucks.
できたぞ。
できたぞ。Okay, back into real time.
はい。
これがその佳代子さんの。
そう。とにかく薬味多めに。
薬味 ?OK。
とにかく薬味多めに。みょうがとしそと生姜。
みょうが。みょうが。みょうが。生姜。Okay, so ginger, Japanese ginger, myoga, shoga. I mean, I've heard shoga, myoga to, shiso, to shiso. No, that's not it. Maybe that one. Okay, so yeah, I think it's that part right there. Okay, shiso to. There's shoga negi, so there's ginger, onion, shoga negi. Okay.
みょうがとしそと生姜、ネギを刻んですりごまかけて。
すりごま。
みょうがとしそと生姜、ネギを刻んですりごまかけて。濃縮タイプのめんつゆを薄めずに。
濃縮タイプ。濃縮タイプ。めんつゆ。めんつゆ。Okay. Noodle based mentsuyu. So undiluted. Mentsuyu. And usumezu. So undiluted. Mentsuyu.
濃縮タイプのめんつゆを薄めずにトマトのさいの目切りと合わせてぶっかける。
さいの目切り? Let's see if that's a phrase. Saino megiri. Just like tomato no vegetable, saino megiri. The spots. Okay, so cut out the pips of the tomato pips. Okay, got it.
トマトのさいの目切りと合わせてぶっかける。メインの具はきゅうりとツナ。ツナはツナマヨにしてもよし。
Cucumber and tuna.
美味しそう。いただきます。
いただきます。
And good. That's kind of like a good, like a summer meal. Summer salad. And I like somen, so that's like I would probably enjoy that meal.
美味しい。薬味いっぱいでトマトの酸味もあって。
That's a okay, sanmi and no vinegar flavor. Or
薬味いっぱいでトマトの酸味もあって。
ツナマヨにしたの正解だったな。
でもまあ、シロさんみたいなのがいきなり家に上がってきたら女の人はざわついちゃうよね。
ざわついちゃう。Okay, ざわつく。ざわついちゃうよね。
女の人はざわついちゃうよね。
俺も少し考えが足りなかったよ。
うん。
職業柄気をつけるべきだった。
職業柄。OK。職業柄。気をつけるべき。
職業柄気をつけるべきだった。
あ、この卵。
お前が今朝残したオムレツを刻んだ。
あ
あ。ごめん。なんか一日何も喉通らなくて。なんか一日何も喉通らなくて。
俺そんなに信用できないか？だいたいかよこって女の名前だろ？その時点で何の心配もいらないだろ。
だってシロさん昔。
Make sure about 時点。その時点。
だって
その時点で何の心配もいらないだろ。
だってシロさん昔女の人とも付き合ってたでしょ。
一人だけだよ。しかも20年も前の話じゃないか。
One day, went out with one girl 20 years ago, and he's jealous of the idea. Jealous of the idea.
そうだけど。
分かってるだろ。ゲイだって結構な数の男が女と付き合ったことがあるんだ。
いるよね、そうやって世間体取り繕ってそのまま
世界体取り繕う。Break and tear apart and mend back, smooth over. Okay. So, tori tsukuro. Let me see this one. This kanji doesn't look familiar. 2200 frequency. Yeah, it's in good. Mend, darning. Okay. Wow, I hadn't seen that in a long time.
いるよね、そうやって世間体取り繕ってそのまま女の人と結婚しちゃう人って。
若かったし、心配するな。俺はもうバイじゃないよ。
うん。
そうだけどさ、昔の女がやってる店で買わなくてもいいじゃん。
え？
パン、食パン、朝食べるやつ。あれなんであそこの店じゃないとダメなわけ？パンなんかスーパーの特売で一斤100円かそこらで売ってるのに。
Eking. So I know it's a counter, so let's say it's a counter for loaf of bread. Eking. One loaf of bread. Eking. And axe. Counter for loaves of bread. Now, yeah, I think of it as axe. It's myself. It's not really axe. Even him. I think the reason why they're giving that is because of Hazig. He gave that as a name for the radical. I don't think, like you show that to people, Japanese people, they don't really know what the heck that is by itself. I don't think so. Could be off. Maybe they will see it as a like as a counter for, but I think you need a number with it.
Pan なんかあれなんであそこの店じゃないとダメなわけ？パンなんかスーパーの特売で一斤100円かそこらで売ってるのに、あのパン260円もするんでしょ？10円20円にこだわるシロさんは。おかしいよ。
それを言うな。パンに関しては俺はパンドラの箱を開いちゃったんだよ。
何それ？
パンドラ。Oh. パンドラの。Okay. Okay. Yeah.
パンに関しては俺はパンドラの箱を開いちゃったんだよ。
何それ？ダジャレ？
違うよ。
ダジャレ？何それ？ダジャレ？ Okay. Bad joke. ダジャレ？ダジャレ？ダジャレ？おしゃれ？ダジャレ？
違うよ。
何それ？ダジャレ？
違うよ。パンは、特に食パンはうまいものを一度食うと二度と戻れなくなるんだよ。それにあそこのパンは国産小麦にこだわってるし。
国産小麦。
260円はむしろ安いくらいなんだ。
うん。
でも元カノが徒歩10分のとこに店出してるとかって、こっちとしてはモヤモヤするよ。
そんなに気になるなら言って。
元カノが徒歩10分のとこに店出してるとかって、こっちとしてはモヤモヤするよ。
そんなに気になるなら言ってみてこいよ。向こうだってもう結婚して中学生の子供がいるんだぞ。
言ったよ。
え？
とっくに。
うん。Since they're being sorry, let me get a little drink. A while back, とっくに。And yeah, if you don't notice that in Japan, so you'll have a tray with the little handles to, grab the food, and then you go to the register to get it served. That way, they can have the food laid out like that, but you don't have to worry about customers like picking up, looking at, putting it back with their hands. They're using, tongs, and so they're also not contaminating. But I don't think he should put it near his mouth like he was doing there. That's because again, he's going to be reaching near other food, so don't do that part. What was her name again? Satomi. Let's make sure. Hitomi. Satomi. Hitomi. Yeah, she looks about 40 years old.
お前言ったのか？
ごい綺麗な女性だった。40代とは思えない水気の多い感じだった。
水気の多い。水気の多い。うん。
ありがとうございました。
40代とは思えない水気の多い感じだった。
水気の多い感じだった。
ありがとうございました。いらっしゃいませ。
化粧気がなくて。
化粧気がなくて。化粧気。化粧気がなくて。
化粧気がなくて。
化粧気がなくて。
人当たりもすっごい良くて。
人当たり。Let's see. 人当たります。
化粧気がなくて。人当たりもすっごい良くて。はっきり言ってめちゃくちゃ素敵な女性でした。あの時の俺の気持ちなんてシロさん絶対分かんないよ。
いやお前、夫の愛人がやってる小料理屋に偵察に行った制裁みたいな気持ちに勝手になられてもさ。
ん？That's a full phrase. Amazing that. 小料理屋。小料理屋に。偵察に。No, that's investigation. 偵察に行った。いや、偵察に。
夫の愛人がやってる小料理屋に偵察に行った制裁みたいな気持ちに勝手になられてもさ。
笑い事じゃない。
あ、はいはい。あ、食パンで思い出した。これ今夜中にジャムにしてやんないと。ごちそうさまでした。たまにはこういう軽い飯もいいな。
はあ、また話の途中だ。
その話に続きはないだろ。
Okay, let's make strawberry jam. So he's boiling it to sanitize it. Okay.
いちごは洗ってヘタを取って。
洗ってヘタ。ヘタを取る。ヘタ。Don't think it's that. Oh, if you're not careful. Okay. いちごは洗ってヘタを取って。
いちごは洗ってヘタを取って材料の半分の砂糖をまぶして。
ああ。まぶして。まぶ、leak, cover smear.
3時間くらい置いておく。
Okay.
材料の半分の砂糖をまぶして3時間くらい置いておく。
No, he's not skilled at washing it. This you don't have to be. I'm guessing it's like arate hito tote. It's kind of rinse it off or something. I'm guessing because he's gonna be boiling it.
それをホーローの鍋で煮る。
ホーロー。enamel. Okay. Ah, sorry.
それを放浪の鍋で煮る。
Let me make sure about something. Hold on. It's not that. There we are. Hold no. Those aren't complicated kanjis though. Huh. Hold on. Okay. Because all you're just remembering is like the it's kind of like kohi, and then so the hodo, it's like the kohi also has the very first same characters there, and then you just got to remember what this part. So horitsu do, you know, like yado or son, your son. So hodo. So that's actually kind of a very easy word to remember how to write. If you remember hodo. So.
それを放浪の鍋で煮る。砂糖の浸透圧で出た
浸透圧。砂糖の浸透圧。Oh, pressure cooker. 浸透圧。砂糖の浸透圧で、because of the osmotic 浸透圧。
果物の水分、砂糖の浸透圧で出た果物の水分だけで十分だから。
Ah, okay. So the salt or the sugars take out the jelly? Okay. Like basically it's like a desiccant.
水は入れない。
So you don't need, okay. So basically the sugar is going to draw out the liquids from the strawberries, and then you can just cook with that without needing to add any type of water.
木べらで混ぜながら。
木べら。Okay. 木べらで。
木べらで混ぜながら中火で煮ていく。
中火で煮ていく。
いちごからどんどんアクが出てくるので。
どんどんアクが出てくるので。Disagreeable portions. Maybe it's the part that floats up to the top that you want to get rid of. Okay, like I've seen that. I'm assuming that's what he's doing. Like, so you just slowly scraping off the bad parts that are boiling off, and then okay.
丁寧にいちごからどんどんアクが出てくるので丁寧にすくって。
Yeah, right there.
すると
Yeah, so I've seen that done with like with nabe. If you're doing nabe, over time as is, you know, because you're having over time like the oils and fats from the meat that you're like boiling will start floating and collecting at the top. So people have a little spatula to dip that out, and you can just get rid of that. Because again, you'd be using the same nabe throughout the the hour or so that you might be eating as a meal. Let's see, Marla. Why does it need to be disinfected? I've seen that in cooking. Usually, when you're doing like preservatives and whatnot, I think you just same thing like when you're doing alcohol. Like if you're making beer, you want to boil or disinfect the bottle so that there's no bacteria because you don't want any type of bacteria to be because you're going to be putting a lot of sugary stuff in there like strawberry. So you don't want it to then if there's bacteria in there, it's going to feed off of the strawberry, off the sugars, and then grow. Then you got to ruin. Then it'll be ruined. Similar to like with bacteria, if you got whatnot for the beer, you don't want the beer to turn skunky.
果物から色が抜けて白っぽくなるけど。
Where are we at here?
すると果物から色が抜けて白っぽくなるけど。
Okay. So as the strawberries slowly turn white.
煮詰めていくと一度抜けたエキスが。
Turn up the heat, right? Let's see. Boil down. Okay. 煮詰めていく. So boil down to concentrate. Boiling off.
もう一度果肉に戻る。
もう一度。抜けて。Excess. Is that the excess? Extract.
一度抜けたエキスがもう一度果肉に戻る。 この瞬間が綺麗なんだ。とろりと煮詰まったら火を止めて。
とろりと。液体やものを滑らか。thick liquid. とろり。とろり。See if there's a kanji for it. とろりと浸す。とろり。とろりと。And that's concentrate. 煮詰まる。煮詰まったらいい。Concentrate. Heat concentrate. You can stop the heat. Okay.
とろりと煮詰まったら火を止めて、そのまま熱いうちに瓶に詰めて蓋をする。そのまま熱いうちに瓶に詰めて蓋をする。
He doesn't explain why he puts up. I assume that has to do with, about the pressure. As it cools down, it's going to create a vacuum, so that gets your vacuum seal in the right way. By the way, Dark Mode, I'm not a cook either. I'm only going on guessing here. Like, I haven't made like amateurish little small amount of beer like way back when, but that was like with a little cheap little plastics, buy at the store thing, not a more pseudo professional setup. And I screwed up making the beer. So.
おはよう。シロさん早いね。
今朝は朝一で裁判所に行く予定だから。
Saichi. It sounds like saying
今朝は朝一で裁判所
So Saichi, first thing in work. 今朝はSaichiで。
に行く予定だから。
裁判所. That's the should be the lawyer office. 裁判所. That's the courthouse, right? Yeah, court of justice. 裁判所. 裁判所.
今朝は朝一で裁判所に行く予定だから少し早く出る。
そうなの？じゃあパン焼くね。うん。
That does look good, right? Well, toasted bread, toasted thick bread with and it's fresh. So you don't like toast it all the way through. You just toast the top part of it, and so it's still tender in the middle. I had some butter like he's doing, and then the jam.
このジャム、昨日作ったジャム。
ああ。ジャム。
いただきます。
いただきます。
You can just hear the crispiness there.
うまい。ジャムが甘酸っぱくて。
Was it 甘酸っぱくて? Sweet and sour? Or, yeah, bitter and sweet sour. Yeah. 甘酸っぱくて.
ジャムが甘酸っぱくて、バターが薄しょっぱくても最高。
He's pretty good as a food critic, like describing the flavors of the food.
ジャムが甘酸っぱくて、バターが薄しょっぱくても最高。
So it should be a light flavor of butter, yeah. For Merlot, without doing any type of distillation, what you can do with beers, I think it's like you're limited to the yeast, the bacteria there, and if the alcohol concentrate gets too high, then it kills the yeast, so it can't. That limits the strength of the beer. You can have some yeast that have made more strong. Genetically, they've been bred to be stronger, so it allows you to get a more stronger beer. But usually, to get anything stronger than that, you got to go through a distillation. Does look good.
さ、
Where are we at?
昨日の話だけど。
え？ああ。うん。
瞳と付き合ったのは彼女が大柄で当時はショートカットで。
大柄で普通より
女っ気の薄い子だったから、こういう子なら俺でも付き合えるかなって思ったんだよ。
瞳って言うんだ、あの人。
うん。でもどんな子でもやっぱり女の子は女の子で、
瞳、
こういう子、女っ気の薄い子、彼女が大柄で当時はショートカットで女っ気の薄い子だったから、こういう子なら俺でも付き合えるかなって思ったんだよ。
瞳って言うんだ、あの人。
うん。でもどんな子でもやっぱり女の子は女の子で、23ヶ月ならともかくのんけの仮面をこのまま一生かぶっていくのはきついなと思って。
のんけの仮面一生かぶって
のはきついなと思って。半年も持たなかったよ。適当に付き合ってたから俺。向こうもきつかったと思う。彼女の方から別れてほしいって言われた時、正直ホッとした。
うん。
そっか。
正直ホッとした。うん。
何？
いや、もしあのまま瞳と付き合い続けてたら俺結婚とかしてたかもしれない。
うん。
子供だってできてたかもしれない。
うん。
でもゲイであることはやめられないから、奥さんと子供を裏切って彼氏作って、
うん。
それでも家族も捨てられないから、結局彼氏のことも傷つける。
うん。
そういうのを続けてたと思う。ゾッとするよ。
ゾッとするよ。I wonder if they're, I don't know if that, like I said, I haven't seen every episode of the series. Partly because the reason is I was planning on doing a Let's Read. But I'm wondering if they're going to kind of hit on, go on this idea again about, someone who maybe wasn't either too afraid to come out or just wasn't realizing their own feelings toward the same and opposite genders. But what he says it could be, I mean, I can imagine that could be common where someone who isn't true to themselves and they do develop a relationship, do create a family. And then later on, when the realization comes stronger and they don't want to deny that realization, instead of coming out about it, they kind of secretly have an affair with someone else. And then that may actually end up breaking the family that they, have been developed. And it's kind of a betrayal in a way, even though it's being true to oneself because of essentially being a lie from many years back, that finally just grows with the lack of telling, with the lack of it being revealed. But there may be, I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily destroy a family, but it may just be like the family as known may have to change.
瞳には悪いことしたって反省してる。だからもう俺は女性ともどうこうっていうそういうのはないんだ。 先出るからあと頼むな。
うん。あ、パンもう一枚食べてもいい？
ああ、ジャム残しといて週末にパンケーキ焼くから。
パンケーキ？楽しみ。あ、いいよ、洗い物やっとくから。
頼む。裁判所に9時前だから15分に乗れば間に合う。
ああ、俺今日ラブーン最高だって。気になる異性からアプローチされるかもだって。これもさ、異性って言われてもね。
異性。そう、異性だ。
だから見るだけ無駄なんだよ。あ、そうだ、今日も佳代子さんと枝付きの枝豆分けるからやっかむね。
枝付き？OK。
やっかむ。今日も佳代子さんと枝付きの枝豆分けるからやっかむねよ。
はいはい。あ、つながってる。いってらっしゃい。
行ってきます。
Okay, so that is workplace. What do we got? Wait. Where are we at here?
あれ、待てよ。
ことは
ってことはシロさん、佳代子さんには言っちゃってるんだ。自分がゲイだって。
So he's kind of happy about that, right?
え、筧さんその顔で45歳？気持ち悪い。いや、もっと若いと思ってた。45歳？ああ、それやばいわ。
何がですか？
Well, I mean, he doesn't. I wouldn't have get. I guess I might. He doesn't strike me as a guy in his 30s.
だってほらもうねえ、これしようかな。
だから何がもうなんですか？
45歳でその見た目で独身で。でしょ。これにしましょう。
どうなんですか？どう見えるんですか？教えてくださいよ。ねえ、ちょっと。
ゲイで
All right, let's watch the.
受け入れる覚悟はできてるつもりよ。
ジルベールみたいな美少年をイメージしてください。
ジルベール。ギョーバルト。ジルベールみたいな。ギョーバルトみたいな。少年。
ジルベールみたいな美少年を。
Wait. コーヒーナタ。コーヒーナタ。
イメージしてください。
佳代子さんぐらいの距離感でいてくれたらなって思いますよ。
筧さんは私にとって他人じゃない。
There we go. All right. So again, we're over an hour, so this takes a bit, and again, I try to start a little faster on this as well, but it's a 30-minute episode. Most of the dramas are 48 minutes long that you're going to see, that are on the 1 hour dramas are really like come out to like 45 to 48 minutes. Same like with anime or the Shinya Shokudo, they come up to about 22 minutes. Although Shinya Shokudo is like a lot of not talking. So the audio actually is like, it goes through even faster than normal. But yeah, this is like, since it's in between, it could be like, instead of it taking like around 40 minutes to 60 minutes, for one episode, I can imagine it taking 60 to 80 minutes just to get through it. And that's not including like taking a lot. And again, I kind of got right into the reading. I didn't like do a long introduction like I used to do. And like I mentioned at the beginning for the introduction, so I'm thinking it's like, okay, so about maybe once every 6 or so episodes, like when I get to the halfway point of the series, I'll redo the introduction again. And definitely at the beginning of each. So at the beginning of each series and halfway through the series, as long as it's between 5 to 6 episodes. That sounds about right. So about once every week or whatnot, it's going to come out to that. Hopefully that'll make things a little bit, because it was feeling weird, like the introductions kept getting repeated after one after the other and whatnot. You're just going to skip through that part anyway if you're watching this on a consistent basis. And yeah, Noah was talking about having conversations with the chat. Part of me was saying, like, don't be careful about doing that too much because that will distract from the let's read portion. But it's useful. It's okay if it's talking about what's happening in the show and whatnot. Just want to be careful about, I am bad about meandering on a subject for far too long. Yeah, but hopefully that works out. For those of you who don't, yesterday I did do a video that talked about the more formal announcement about, hey, yeah, by the way, I got the Anki decks for the N2 and N1. I've been giving out the links to the Anki decks for like months now, but just saying, like, just made a video and also gave it an excuse to kind of do a review of the N1 book, which is basically the same as the N2 book. Yeah, usually most people can get away with just doing the N1, the N5, the N4 book. If that's all you do, you can go into sentence mining, you'll be perfectly fine. Some people like doing the N3 book because of, it's a switch from being like just formal Kegel to basically normal conversation, so normal formatting and whatnot. So people who have actually done the N3 and enjoyed it, some people said, hey, they want to go on to N2. Some people don't like the N2. They thought it started getting a little too dry because, again, the vocabulary becomes more and more specific. But it's a general vocabulary, so it's a general type of frequency as opposed to like if you're doing sentence mining, so it's vocabulary that's related to something you've personally watched and enjoyed. So again, it just depends on your personality. So it's not like there's any one way. Starting off, you can kind of be a bit more detailed or a bit more strict when you're giving advice, saying, hey, no, you can start off this way and you can be pretty sure. But again, you got to say, as you get better, it kind of show like, hey, there are all these different ways you can get better in Japanese and improve. But the thing that's going to hopefully revolve around all of those is, like I'm doing here, watching Japanese shows. And yeah, I'm calling this a let's read. Dr. Millett, do you have the N2? Yeah, I have the N2 and EM1. That was the purpose of the video. But I will say is that among all this, do the reading and read the audio. Start simple. You could there are some simple dramas, simple anime, slice of life. This is why this is as good as a slice of life. The complicated part is when he gets into talking about the cooking, but generally when they're just talking about relationship and day-to-day life, yeah, it goes by pretty fast. And so it's kind of cool because, again, cooking is a very big part of Japanese culture, so knowing about that is useful to know. And you're going to be seeing stuff that he's talking about here on TV. If you watch Japanese television, part of it's going to be, people are going to restaurants, talking about the food and how it's prepared, going to food production, food production sites or whatnot. It just depends, or just about, preparing food at home. Again, there's just going to be all sorts of discussions on Japanese television, so it's pretty useful to know. And I don't, and so usually I'm at a loss when those come up on TV. So it could be, but again, it's up to again, what you like. So if you're not going to move to Japan, but you like Japanese media, anime and whatnot, if you do sentence mining from that, you'll be fine. But you also know you'll have techniques where if you, for another person, using very similar techniques, it's changing the source of what they're doing for getting better at Japanese. Again, it's functional for them as well. I can't imagine it taking, we're still talking about hundreds of hours of study and then thousands of hours of immersion to get to a native level. And I'm not doing what I should be doing because we're talking thousands of hours of immersion. That means on the daily, you should be watching 5 to 6 hours of Japanese TV for fun, in addition to maybe reading an hour or two a day. Now I'm doing the reading and stuff, and I'm kind of doing the watching or listening, but I'm just not consistent. But if I were being more consistent, I would get better faster. And the way I look at it is like, I might not be able to translate what I'm hearing. I kind of get a gist, and there's some parts that I know I'm just flat out missing. But as you get better, that that number of stuff you don't understand or you're missing or misunderstanding just reduces over time. That's just keeps it very simple. All right, real quick with Dr. Merlot. I find myself reviewing N5 stuff. Yeah, you know how you say 100 conscious, 1,000 words. For N5, it's 100, I think 150 and 1,000. For N2, 300 kanji and about 2,000, 2,500 vocabulary. For N3, 600 kanji, about 4,000 to 4,500 vocabulary. Then N2, 1,000 kanji, something around about 6,000 to 7,000 vocabulary. And this is kind of a rough estimate. Now, if you're just going to study for the test to pass it, you can reduce the numbers. But for me, I use it on the idea, okay, here's this number. I use Morphman to kind of have an idea of roughly what my vocabulary is. It's probably higher than that because, again, I haven't put everything that I've studied into Morphman. But, yeah, I'm going to start back up on that. I have not actually studied a new word in Anki for better part of a year. Instead, I've just been doing these Let's Reads. And for the most part, I've been having fun that. Now, I'm pretty sure by doing the Let's Reads, my overall vocabulary has increased vocabulary-wise, but not as strong as it would be if I was like directly studying it. But I do think my comprehension of Japanese has increased just through all the immersion that's been done. If I had done both, you know, and put in the hours, then yeah, I'm pretty sure my level would be much higher because it works really good in tandem. You know, the studying of kanji and vocabulary in a structured way with the immersion process. And the structured way can include sentence mining via sentence mining is structured, believe it or not. You know, Morphman, my version of it, using Morphman, or just flat out using structured sources, full structured sources like the Tango Dex. You know, it'd still be fine. I will say this though, when you get to a point where you know 2,000 kanji and there's a balance, like how many kanji you know and how many words you know. Like for 200 kanji, you can probably get away with, there's probably just 400 words you got to worry about. For 400 kanji, now you're up to 1,200 words. For 600 kanji, now you're up to, I think, I want to say 2,400 words. 600, 2,400. 800 kanji, now you're up to 4,400. I've got it written down somewhere. In fact, let me go and look. In fact, I do have it written down. Yeah. So, so for like 800 kanji, you want to go, there's about 4,000 words you might want to know. And then 1,000 kanji, now you're up to 6,000 words. For every 200 kanji, because it's pretty structured, so every 200 kanji that you learn, or if you're going to put an effort into learning, then there's an exponentially growing number of vocabulary to go with it. So it's a bit more linear with kanji and more exponential with vocabulary. It's not too extreme, but let's say like you get up to like, let's say 1,400 kanji. 1, 2, so that's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's like you might want to know 1,400 kanji. You might want to know 10,000 words. But if you look at the JLPT M1, they're saying, hey, for 10,000 words, you should know 2,000 or all 2,200 Joyo kanji. But really, that's kind of an extreme thing. You could probably, with 2,000 kanji, there's 2,200 words that go along with that. That includes the non-kanji words. So when you're going into immersion, like you're reading, just randomly reading stuff, like so it's there's a smarter way to attack the structured part. Like we say, way I'm looking at is I'm going to use Morphman and use that to track my words. And when my certain Morphman hits a milestone, let's say 8,400 words, then I'll also know that, hey, I want to know everything in the top 6,000. Now, a majority of them I'll know them, but there will be a few in the top 6,000 I don't know, but I'm going to catch those. Then when I hit to 11,000 vocabulary, then I want to know the top 8,400 words. I want to make sure I know all of them. So if they're not in my list, of those 8,400 words, the ones that aren't in my list, I'm going to learn those in a structured way. So that's the way I'm approaching it. I think it should work out quite well. So it's one of those, like, basically I use all the structured resources as catch-up. In the beginning, I used it as the starting. But then now I prefer the sentence mining, so now the structured stuff is the catch-up material. With the structure, I can do the N2 vocabulary for Tango Dex. That's, and again, I'll just have fun. Anyway, I have to go back and learn kanji basic words. What I'm saying, N5. Yeah. but because you already know the vocabulary, once you got a structured way of doing kanji, you know, it's really fast because you're just, yeah. The hardest part was learning vocabulary. The spoken portion. The written portion of Japanese, actually kind of easy. How they use kanji is complicated a bit, but I'm pretty sure if you already know the language or are better at it, you can pick up the reading part a lot faster. Whereas if you like, you can actually train yourself to read Japanese and never pronounce it at all. Like you can just read books and because you're just recognizing the symbols, all right? But you're not like, and you can just pronounce it as English in your head. Like you see this particular set of kanji, you just read it as car or building or transportation, whatever. You could do it that way. I mean, why? I wouldn't know, but you know, it is possible. You know, you're just adding your own pronunciation. You just kind of want to make sure you've attached the Japanese pronunciation when you're learning literature or literacy. Just attach the Japanese pronunciation to the text, and that's the reason why they encourage people read along with audio. It just kind of helps you keep in that habit of where when you see a word, you do hear how it's pronounced, and you got that in the back of your head, and hopefully it reduces your chance of mispronouncing words. Yeah, you know, either through mistaking the pitch or the beat or whatnot, or even whether or not it's voiced or not. All right, I'm going to call that a day because I got a class coming up in about 30-40 minutes. Thank you all very much. This has been Let's Read Japanese. Ki no nani食べた. If you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a thumbs up and a like, and you know, a comment because feedback's good. If you enjoy this series, then you can subscribe to the channel and see more like this. Also, if this is part of the Let's Learn Japanese project, if you like that project and what I'm doing with it, helping the Japanese language learning community, you can support that via the Patreon. The links are below, along with links to the website, the community Discord, and also there's a link to if you want to hire me on commission. The hourly rates and the payments are done via the Patreon, but yeah, usually it's like ask for technical assistance and advice or whatnot. That's usually how it is. Cool. I think that's about it. I'll be back. I'll say also. I'm tempted just to do one of these a day, because these take much longer. But anyway, this will be released on July the 11th. It's July the 2nd today, so yeah, that's 9 days. Yeah, I'll probably just do, for right now, I might be able to get 2 done in a day, but for tomorrow, I'll probably just do 1. Same with Sunday, I might do 1 or 2, depending on the situation. And we'll see how that works. I think it should be fun to do. And again, I do like these Let's Reads. All right, well, beyond that, thank you all very much, and I'll see you with the next video. All right, later, guys, and thank you all, Dr. Merlot and Sick and Tired, for your comments today. And I'll just say thanks for watching. All right, later, guys.